Hello everyone and welcome to Brilliant Mind series. In this video, we are going to learn about rotation about a point other than the origin 0, 0. There are 3 steps involved here, and each step you need to apply certain concepts and then principles in order to arrive at the correct answer. Step 1, we subtract the center of the rotation AB from the point to be rotated. And in step 2, we apply the appropriate rotation formula. For rotation through 90 degrees anticlockwise or 270 clockwise, xy maps to negative yx, and that is the formula given. For 180 degrees clockwise or anticlockwise, xy maps to negative x, negative y. For 90 degrees clockwise or 270 degrees counterclockwise, xy maps to y, negative x. And rotation through 360 degrees, it's also called complete turn, and sometimes it's also called rotation of 0 degrees. The formula is given as xy maps to xy. And step 3, we add the result in step 2 to the center of rotation AB to get the required image points. Let's first look at example 1. Rotate the point 34 through 90 degrees anticlockwise about a point 13 using formula. Viewers, 3 is x value and 4 is the y value. So always the first number represents x value and the second number represents y value. So using the formula step 1, subtract the center of the rotation 13 from the point to be rotated, which is 34. So when we subtract the center of rotation, which is 13 from the point 34, we get 2, 1. Or 2, 1. This is called coordinate form. Step 2, we are going to apply the appropriate rotation formula. And according to the question, we are given 90 degrees anticlockwise, and the formula is given as xy maps to negative y, positive x. So when you substitute that into the formula, 2, 1 becomes negative 1, positive 2, or negative 1, positive 2 in coordinates form. And then in the final step, you are going to add the result in step 2, which is negative 1, positive 2 to the center of rotation, which is 1, 3, to get the required image point. So when you add the center of rotation, which was 1, 3 to the point negative 1, 2, we get 0 and positive 5. And therefore, the image of the point 3, 4, when rotated through 90 degrees, it becomes 0, positive 5. Using graph, that is x-axis and that is y-axis. This is called first quadrant, and in the first quadrant, x is positive, y is positive. In the second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. In the third quadrant, x is negative, y is negative. And in the fourth quadrant, x is positive, y is negative. Now, this is the question that they have given us. So we are to graph triangle PQR and its image after a rotation of 180 degrees about negative 1, negative 1. Now, before we begin, we have x-axis and we have y-axis. Now, this is the x value. So if we want to find the points P where they intersect, the x value is 1 and then the y value is 1. Where they intersect is our point P. So we have P, 1, 1. Now looking at Q, our x value is 2 and then our y value is 7. Point of intersection. So x value 2, y value 7. Please write the x value first followed by y value. So we're going to get 2, 7. And our last point, we have x value of 6 and then y value of 5. X value of 6 and y value of 5. So our r is going to be 6, 5. So step 1, we are going to subtract the center of the rotation, which is negative 1 and negative 1 from the point to be rotated, that is P, Q, and R. So when you pick the first point P, which is 1, 1, when we subtract the center of rotation from the point P, we are going to get 1, negative, negative 1, 1, negative, negative 1. Now, 1, negative, negative 1 becomes positive because supposing there's a number behind the parenthesis, let's say 1. Once there's a number behind the parenthesis and there's a number inside the parenthesis, if you want to multiply, negative and negative becomes positive. And therefore, negative 1 becomes positive. The assumption is that it is multiplying. So 1 minus 1 becomes positive. Or, better still, when negative and negative meet at par, negative and negative becomes positive. That is how come we have 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, and that is 2, 2. 2 is our x value, 2 is our y value. Our point Q becomes 2 minus 1, 7 minus 1, and therefore 2 plus 1, 7 plus 1, that is 3, 8. R, 7 minus 1, 5 minus 1, 6 plus 1, 5 plus 1, that is 7 and 6. Step 2, we are going to apply the appropriate rotation formula. And according to the question, we are given 180 degrees. And therefore, the formula is xy maps to negative x, negative y. So, point P, 2, 2 now becomes negative 2, negative 2. Q, which was 3, 8, becomes negative 3, negative 8. And R, 7, 6 becomes negative 7, negative 6. Step 3, we are going to add the result in step 2 to the center of rotation, which is negative 1, negative 1, to get the required image point. P was negative, negative. When you add the point of rotation to the P, we get negative 2 plus negative 1. Negative 2 plus negative 1. When positive and negative meet, it becomes negative. The assumption is that it tends to be negative because negative is stronger than positive. And therefore, we are going to get negative 2, negative 1, negative 2, negative 1. And that will give us negative 3, negative 3. When we take point Q into consideration, we are going to get negative 3, negative 8. And when we add, we are going to get negative 3, negative 1, negative 8, negative 1. And that's going to give us negative 4, negative 9. And then the last point, which is R, negative 7, negative 6. When you add the point of rotation to it, it becomes negative 7, negative 1, negative 6, negative 1. And that gives us negative 8, negative 7. Therefore, our P1, which is the image of P, is now negative 3, negative 3. And then Q1, negative 4, negative 9. And then R1, negative 8, negative 7. So when you draw the graph again, this is the old point they gave us. And this is our new point. So we are going to plot it. P, X value is negative 3 and the Y value is negative 3. Wherever they intersect or wherever they meet is where we are going to locate our point P1. So let's come to the graph. We have negative 3 here. If you go to the right hand side, all these are positive. So don't come here. Please go to the other side where there are negatives. So we have negative 3, negative 3. When you go up, it's positive 3. But this Y value is negative. So we are going to go down. So negative 3 and then negative 3. Where they intersect or where they meet, we locate our point P1. Q1, negative 4, negative 9. Negative 4, negative 9. Where they intersect or where they meet is our point Q1. And then R1, negative 8, negative 7. So negative 8 and then negative 7. That is our R1. So that is the shape. It's almost the same. Example 2. We are to graph triangle ABC and its image after a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise about the point 0, 1. Solution. We are now going to determine our point A. Remember x value first. So x value is negative 6, and that is connected to positive 2. So A, negative 6, positive 2. B is negative 3, and then positive 8. So negative 3, positive 8. And C, we have, yes, this is, the x value is at the point of intersection, which is called the origin. And so the x value is the origin, which is 0, and then the y value is 2. So C, 0, 2. Step 1, we are going to subtract the center of the rotation, 0, 1, from the point to be rotated, A, B, and C. So when we subtract the points, the center of the rotation, which is 0, 1, when we subtract it from the point, negative 6, positive 2, we are going to get negative 6 and then positive 1. Because negative 6 minus 1 is negative 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. Point B, negative 3, 8, we are going to subtract. So we're going to get 3 minus 0, which is negative 3. 8 minus 1, which is 7. C, 0, 2. When we subtract, we are going to get 0, 1. And step 2, we are going to apply the appropriate rotation formula, which is 90 degrees clockwise. And that is the formula. XY maps Y, negative X. So point A, negative 6, 1. When we substitute it into the formula, we are going to get 1, negative, negative 6. Negative, negative becomes positive. So we have positive 1, positive 6. B, negative 3, 7. Becomes 7, negative, negative 3. So 7, 3. C, 1, 0, 1. Becomes 1, 0. We were supposed to add negative here, but in mathematics, we don't write negative 0. So it's 0. So we have 1, 0. Step 3, we are going to add the result in step 2 to the center of the rotation, 0, 1, to get the required image point. So when you add the center of rotation 0, 1 to the point 1, 6, we get 1, 7. B, 7, 3 becomes 7 plus 0, 3 plus 1, that is 7, 4. C, 1, 0 becomes 1 plus 0, 0 plus 1, that is 1, 1. And therefore A1, which is the image of A, is 1, 7. B1, which is the image of B, 7, 4. And C1, which is the image of C, 1, 1. So we draw the graph again, and then we now going to plot our A1, B1, and then C1. A1 is 1, 7. X value is 1. Y value is 7. So positive 1, and then positive 7, where they intersect. So that is our A1. B1, 7, 4. Positive 7. So this is positive 7. If you go down, we are going to get negative. So that is not correct. So we need to go up. So 7, 4. 7, 4 is about B1. Then lastly, C1, positive 1, positive 1. So C, this is positive 1, where they meet. That is our C1. Example 3. Rotate the point A 3, 4 through 90 degrees anticlockwise about the point 1, 3 using a graph. Alright, so that is our graph. We are going to locate a point and the center of rotation on the graph and draw a straight line to join AC. Our point A is 3, 4, and then C is our center of rotation. So A 3, 4. So A, positive 3, positive 4. That is our A, 3, 4. And then the center of rotation is 1, 3. So 1, positive 3. So that is that. Next, we are going to measure an angle of 90 degrees to this line at C. So C, if you place your protractor here, you get 90 degrees, which cuts or passes through 0.5. We are going to open our compass to a distance CA. So step here and then open a compass to touch A. Then you inscribe an arc. Once you inscribe an arc, it will intersect the straight line, the 90 degrees at 5 to get the required image point. Remember that when the x value lies on intersection, it is always 0. So we are going to get 0 and then positive 5. Please do not write 5, 0. It's always x value before y value. So 0, 5. Therefore, from the graph, the image of the point 3, 4 is 0, 5. Please, if you like the video, subscribe, share, like, and enable notification. Thanks for watching.